You will see me later lah. Just, I'm saying you won't see me before the quiz. So if you got any problem, that means you got to, I don't know, you got to ask me and I from China and try to reply. But, so next week, please be around. Hey, anybody live in Woodlands not? Anybody live in Woodlands? Which part of Woodlands? You drive? Oh, near right. Today tired and then the car the wife took away. The wife needed the car so she came take away. The wife love important this one. Whoever got a car, please give your friend a ride. It's vital. So you make a friend and then you give him a ride, it's good. So can I have a ride? Are you going home? Oh, okay. That one private matter. Okay. Tips ah? Well, I haven't got the car tips. I don't go to car. I don't want. Okay, aircraft system. This topic is a very, 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 very big topic. It's not an easy topic, okay? And I mean, unit swim choose to squeeze it all in, but then in a way it's good because some other universities. I look at what NTU cover for systems, so not very much. And when I went to uni myself, they didn't even cover aircraft system. The uni is all about calculation, dy, dx. The quiz, you better watch out for his part. Better watch out for his part because my part is easier and his part is difficult. So better watch out for his part and better pace yourself. Don't spend too much time on his part and cannot do my part as well. So my part, what I can do to help you is no. The tips are very simple. What I do is I don't know whether you need to realize it, but what I do is my multiple choice and my long question is the same topic. Huh? No. That means, for example, a fuel system or oxygen system. So if I set my question on section B on oxygen, my MCQ also same topic. So isn't it easier? Rather than one MCQ from here, one can die, so many things to cover. So that makes it easier, right? Well, then you ask me some questions now, waste time, 9:15, and then how to start in here? Hello, slide one, then bye-bye. Okay, this topic is difficult because there are very, very different aircraft types, and the systems are different. Okay, the systems are very different from small aircraft to a big aircraft to military aircraft. A military aircraft, there's not much information available anyway. Okay, and quite a lot of books on this topic are quite outdated. But recently, somehow Aero is coming out, so there are more and more books on it. So the difficult part is how to cover a small aircraft and a big aircraft. They're very, very different. The fuel system of small aircraft and a big aircraft, they're very, very different. Compared to say an aileron. An aileron on a small aircraft, the aileron on a big aircraft is the same. Just bigger lah. The wing is the same, just bigger. You get me? Okay, so that's one of the difficulty. The notes are very basic. Please don't depend on it. I mean, don't get dependent to exam. I'm saying there's a lot more to this topic. Okay? I can tell you some books and some references if you're interested to know more. Okay. For those who are in aircraft industry, this is nothing. This is revision. For those who are from Air Force, this is revision. Okay. For those of you who are not, this is something new. Don't worry. We just go through and any questions you can always ask. But all of you people seldom ask questions. Either you are very smart or already 1 year in, 1 year out. So far, very few questions. Most of the questions are his. Hey, how come CL? How come UCL Max? Hey, how come the flag partially deployed? So it's easy for him to twist the question a little bit here and there. So we'll watch out. Okay, aircraft, typical aircraft is equipped with different systems. Of course, all interact to perform a role. So depending on what's the role. If you're a passenger aircraft, you just take off, navigate, go to point A, point B. If you are military aircraft, you got to do a lot of other things. So each system will have its own design requirements. Of course, constraint design drivers. Okay, then I'll talk about a little bit of what are these design requirements. For commercial aircraft, the design requirements are fixed. Military is different. Military is a different story. Okay, commercial aircraft, who fixed the requirement? FAA, partially right. ATA, no, ATA is just a group of airlines. ATA is not a rule-making body. Okay? Air Transport Association, the Air Transport Association. FAA is just like a group airline group together, you know. ICAO, that's the right answer. ICAO fixed the rule, but FAA fixed the rule also correct. Why? FAA's rules are based on ICAO. Okay, EASA rules are based on ICAO. But FAA and EASA, same or different? Same or different? Same, different. You make up your mind. Okay, who say same? Who say different? Both answers are right. It's same and yet different. Why? It's same because they based on ICAO. But ICAO might not be so prescriptive. Meaning there might be two ways to kill to skin a bird, you know. So there are differences, yet they talk about trying to make it the same. So right now you say same and different is right because some of the requirements are the same, but some of the requirements are different. Okay? Just like a law in one country and law will never be the same. You take drugs here, you hang. You take drugs somewhere else, it's the same offense, but the authority view it differently. So ICAO might come out with a requirement, but to comply, there can be different ways to comply. I can be more stringent, I can be less stringent. Okay? So some of the rules are the same, some of the rules are. I have no time to search whether anybody did a comparison or not. You know? So some of them are, they always say they want to so-called harmonize the rules, but haven't happened because different people do things differently. Okay? We'll come to that in a little while. So, okay, some systems stand alone, some systems were integrated. So, of course, being an aircraft, of course, every system is important. No fuel system not working, you cannot fly. Navigation not there, you cannot. So of course, being an aircraft, you need low mass, low power. Low power, because every system also need power. Then every system need power, then not enough power. The problem, then your power generation will increase. So you need, of course, being an aircraft, high performance, high integrity, low cost. Aircraft things are all very expensive. And they must meet stringent safety target. Of course, you can park your car by the road shoulder. You cannot park your airplane. You know, any problem, that's it. So some of this okay, those of you who look at those know what I say. If you don't look at those, don't look at it now and try to answer this. Okay? I started with this because what is aircraft, what is system? So you must know what is the aircraft, what is the system, and all the words seems the same, right? But they're all different. If they're the same, then it won't be so many different words, right? So if you look at the notes already, you know. If you don't look at the notes already, do you think you know the difference? One class you look all the same, right? So maybe the last one. Airbus with a small a and not capital A. Small a. Capital A, everybody know. You think A, that A behind, A340, A380. 390 is at the air show, but I didn't queue up to go up. Tomorrow I might have to queue up to go up and take a look. Okay, never mind, don't waste time. Otherwise I'll ask you, but then you got the notes in front of you. Okay, airplane is American English, okay? Wing, heavy vehicle capable of flight. General heavy air and driven by jet engine. So heavy air, so if it's an airship, an airplane? No, because airship is not heavier than air, okay? And then airship might not be driven. Airship can be driven, or a hot air balloon. It's not airplane, okay? Aeroplane, okay, that means these two are the same, British and American. Okay? So British, you look at British dictionary, flying vehicle, same lah, heavier than air, must have wings, you see? A helicopter, it's not an airplane. Because it's aerofoil, I guess, rotor blade, but it hasn't got wings. Okay, and at least one engine. See, must have engine. Then, aircraft is anything that can fly. Important, aircraft, plural is aircraft. It might sound stupid. Today I went to air show, I saw 10 aircraft. This guy don't know how to speak. You said 10 aircrafts. Maybe it sounds better, right? But aircraft, the word has no S. 1, 2, 300 is also aircraft. And a lot of people make this mistake. Even now, I spot a lot of magazines. Oh, I see already, I'm irritated with the S. I don't respect the magazine. No, I just don't like go. But seriously, without S, and a lot of people make this mistake. Okay? A lot of people make this mistake. So a machine, a device, okay, anything, airplane, helicopter, glider, dirigible is another word for airship, capable of atmospheric flight. So that's aircraft. Okay, Longman Dictionary says better. Flying machine, any type, with or without engine. Everything also can, as long as you can fly. It's an aircraft. Okay? Aircraft can be lighter than air and without wings, or airplane is heavier than air and must have wings. Okay, so at least you know the difference. What is aircraft? So aircraft is a more general term. Okay, and aircraft's wrong, no plural. Don't ask me why. I want to ask some grammar English expert. I asked one, but cannot give me an answer. Doctor, some more. She tried to explain, but I didn't get it. Okay, anyway, this is history. We don't have to waste time. This is the word plane. Okay, why? This is explaining why the word aeroplane came about. Okay, this one, I think it's too long. Basically, bedtime reading can. But they're saying the word aeroplane just first came out in 1873, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so American flies an airplane, a British guy will fly an aeroplane, but both will catch a plane. Plane is short form for aeroplane. So when it's plane, it's the same. Airbus, the plural of S. Airbus is clever. No? They took an English word, they're French, right? They took the French, consortium, but French are the leader. They took an ordinary word, they changed the A to a capital A and become their trademark. Airbus means that a commercial passenger jet with short to medium range, and that's how Airbus started. Airbus started A300. A300 was precisely that. It was a jet with short to medium range. Then from there they expand A300, 310, 3. And then after 340 they went to 380. What happened to 50, 60, 70? Why 380? And you know what's the first model of A380? I mean 747 dash 100 dash 200 dash 300. A380, the first model is A380 dash. No, 800. Fat 8. Serious. You know what is that now? For those, you know, like Chinese, right? Fat means what? Prosperity. Okay. So they really did that. And then now they go back to the next airplane that's coming out is A350. They didn't forget they didn't forget they stopped at 340. But they go vertical to 380 because of the word 8 and also because it has double level. So double level look like, of course our aircraft double level. Our aircraft is on top passenger, below cargo, but they have double level, right? Passenger upper deck. Of course 747 has stretched upper deck, but the upper deck is not all the way. I think this one, I don't know, 380 I think it's all the way. So double deck, so look at 8. And the latest 747, what color is painted? Boeing always paint their prototype blue color. Like you will see the Dreamliner, you see tomorrow's papers, it's blue. It's their classic color for the prototype. But there are 747, the new 747, they paint what color? Orangey color. Why? Because they said they are aware of the sentiments here. People like red. Really. See? China, Chinese, Asia Pacific region, big deal. No? They have to paint the aircraft like that. They got to name the aircraft 8. Serious? All my stories are true. In case you don't believe it. No, I have to do that because when I talk to people, a lot of people say, is it true? Really? So I say, yeah, all my stories are true. But sometimes people tell me the wrong thing, then okay, now I sincerely believe it's right, then I tell you right. So all my stories are true, but then end up, I cannot call. Okay, so people tend to share the word Airbus with the proper noun Airbus, which is the company name, right? You know that, right? Okay, Airbus is part EAS, you know, we have talked very fast, so we have no time, 9:25 already. Okay, then when you want to do aeronautical, I think aerospace, any different now? This degree is aerospace system. Okay, our diploma is called aeronautical engineering diploma. NTU degree is called aerospace. Same or different? I also don't know. I think it's the same lah, but I tell the difference now. Okay, USA tend to call that degree aerospace. UK, they all call aeronautical. Singapore, in between, because we follow both sides. So some call aerospace, some call aeronautical. Really. You can check USA or aerospace. Then there's a reason. I think there's a reason when it comes to this. Okay, aeronautics is the design, construction, aircraft, and then theory and practice of navigation is also called aeronautics. Then aeronautics was of or relating to aeronautics, aeronautic or aeronautical. Aerospace, relating to Earth's atmosphere and space beyond. So USA got space program. So maybe their degree has a subject on space or elective for those who become space engineer. So that's my own guess because nobody explained to me why they call. And Singapore, like I said, because they influence by both. Some like to use aerospace and use aeronautical. But NTU covers space, no, I don't think so. But not wrong to call aerospace because of or relating to the science or technology of flight. So if you look at aeronautics, it doesn't talk about space. Aerospace talk about space. So you call yourself aeronautical diploma or aerospace, no, not wrong. Correct. Avionics, Okay, you always say avionics. Okay, there's a poly here, one name who their diploma is diploma in aerospace avionics. So it's redundant because avionics is aviation electronics. It's just aviation electronics. This kind of word, English people, they like to use this kind of word is called portmanteau. Fierce word. You use a fierce word to explain this. But this word is very common because a lot of portmanteau we use, we don't know, like brunch. It's actually breakfast and lunch. So it's actually a new word formed by taking two words. Take two words and then combine their meaning. You must combine both words. Like smog. Smog is actually smoke and cause fog, right? Normal fog is because of the weather, right? So there's another word like smog. It's actually smoke and fog. So much smoke that the whole thing becomes like fog, and so smoke. Okay, then you come to system. Okay, what is the system? Okay, then define where you at which level and define. Okay, so it's the assembly of electronic, electrical, mechanical components. And the word electronic, the sentence is very important because electronic, electrical, these are the things that's driving the driver for improvement in a lot of aircraft technology. Okay, at the air show I saw. Okay, all of you, you know how you check tire pressure, right? How you check tire pressure? Your car, right? Huh? The one is Abing's method. Wrong. Can, but Abing king, you know, but the correct method you got to either you use a tire pressure gauge, right? Or for aircraft, you put connect to a gauge. Electronics now, they call it smart stamp. So the charging point, the same charging point, the yellow cap. Okay, aircraft yellow cap, just like car, but car they don't paint yellow, but aircraft they paint yellow. Without removing the cap, the person come with a reader like that using electronics. They call the smart stamp that is measuring the pressure. Okay, you just bring it near. Straight away there's a readout. Without touching it, just go near it. So electronics is improving a lot of things. Because each time you open, you put in the pressure gauge, you're actually losing some pressure. You check 10 times, you're going to lose, 10 times, a bit. So electronics, a lot of things are improved due to electronics. Electrical, okay, with interdependent function, each usually forming a self-contained unit. So that's a system, a self-contained unit. So how you define system, how you define system. You can say that whole aircraft is a system, and everything else is a subsystem. Or you can say you have fuel system, then you have subsystem of the fuel system. A quantity measuring system is a subsystem. A quantity measuring system is by itself a system. They measure how much, they must have a probe, a sensor, measure how much fuel, then transmit to the cockpit. That is a system by itself. So you can say the fuel measuring system is a subsystem of the fuel system. So subsystem, system, depends on where you start, where is your starting point or what is the system. When the Air Force buy F-15, it's a weapon system, it's a system. The aircraft at the highest level is a complete system. And then you have so many subsystems. You can say the weapons is a subsystem, the engine is another subsystem. Okay? So this MIL, BL, when you see MIL, HBK, all these are US stuff, military HBK handbook. So it's a military handbook on reliability engineering design handbook. Okay, I like this definition because it says a system is actually a composite of equipment and skills and techniques capable of performing and supporting operational role of both. So a complete system is, nowadays especially, it's not just equipment, it's facilities, materials, software, services and personnel required for its operation and support to the degree that it considers self-sufficient in its intended operational environment. Okay, I like this definition. So people are involved in the system, okay, whether to define the requirement, also users, and then of course facility and services also part of the system. Which is true, you buy F-15, you don't just buy the aircraft, you buy the supporting equipment, you buy the software, you buy everything to make it a complete weapon system. So the totality of the element is to summarize the capability to develop, to deliver and operate the system. See, and nowadays the organizations that use this terminology. Okay, then this one is also too much to explain here. Actually, I write so much. Because some people use the term aircraft system, some people use airframe system. But also I don't know what's the difference. When you talk about airframe, what is airframe? When I use the word airframe, what do you understand by airframe? Airframe is just the body structure. So do you use the word airframe system? Then what is the airframe system? What is the aircraft system? Any different? I don't know, honestly. Some people say airframe system and aircraft system. So in a way, okay, some use interchangeably, while others refer to the airframe system as the mechanical systems on the aircraft. Okay, some people say because what happens is last time when we work, now it's different. Now when you work, you got airframe trade, you got, now there is also, but now there's still a bit of a crossing over. Okay, now in the past, okay, in the past when you want to work on an aircraft as a licensed engineer, you know what's the difference between licensed engineer and degree engineer? Everybody know? A licensed engineer need not be a degree holder. He can be a degree holder. Licensed engineer he takes exams. Okay, in Singapore, of course, EAS, right? He takes all the exam. He can qualify as licensed engineer, and he's the one who released the aircraft to service. Without him signing, aircraft don't fly. Okay. So last time you need so many trades. Airframe is one trade. Engine is one trade. Electrical instrument, radar. So you have 4 different trades now just to release the aircraft. And now they streamline it. Now they have B1 and B2. There's A also. There's 4 types of license: A, B1, B2, C. Okay, I'm digressing now, but I think being in the aircraft industry is important to know. A means flight line. You know what's flight line? Flight line means flight line or RAM or whatever you call it. Air Force can use flight line. Some Air Force call it first line. Okay, for commercial side, they call line maintenance, or they call the RAM. That means aircraft land there, you go there, check, do a after flight check or do a turn-on check. That means check the oil, okay, check everything okay. No, they load up everything already before flight. You check that everything is closed properly. Check no vehicle and langgar the aircraft. Very often, everybody do their work too fast. The luggage trolley, the food trolley, or the langgar the aircraft. So that's called line maintenance. Okay, small defects you can rectify, but bigger job cannot. Sorry, get out of the plane. Right, you need to change something. So A license only work at the line. That means bigger problem his license doesn't cover. Okay, then B1 will be engine and the whole airplane, but only the mechanical systems. B2 will be the electrical. Electrical means everything. Last time got 2 different people doing it. No? Now one only. Because last time electrical instrument is one person, radio and radar, RC, they call radio and communication, radar and communication, another person. Now it's one person. It's a B2 license. But they allow some crossover. That means I'm B1, but if it's the electrical thing, I'm allowed to do it, provided it's I don't have to do soldering, don't do. If it's just remove the plug, take out the thing, put in another unit, tighten the plug, hit, self-test, the thing tests that the system is okay. So B1 allowed to do certain jobs, certain electrical jobs. Okay? All this save money for the employer. The poor guy work like dog. Sorry, why did I say that? Oh, talking about. Okay, but so some people, when they use the word airframe, they refer to the mechanical system, and then aircraft system is everything is the aircraft system. A navigation system is an aircraft system, but it's not an airframe system. Okay? For example, hydraulic system, airframe system is also an aircraft system. Or navigation system is an aircraft system, but it's not airframe system because they use the term airframe to mean mechanical, but not very important. If you come across somewhere defining it better, let me know. I'm also trying to find out. So airframe is a system also. It's a complex integrated set of structural components. It's a system also, right? And the airframe is designed and constructed as a set of subsystems that integrate to form the whole structure, and aircraft system provide the airframe with the capability to perform its role. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. So modern aircraft is a system. Military will be different. Military, some of the systems are the same, but military got a whole lot of other systems also. But similarly, some systems on the commercial also military don't have it. Okay, but more so the other way. That means military have more systems that the commercial doesn't have. So they perform a specific task, but the whole aircraft will, and a combined to form the whole aircraft in which the combination of the individual system performs a role that is greater than the sum of the individual part. Of course, combination. So in other words, all the subsystems will work together. So you can define an aircraft, then you have airframe, then you have, okay, this definition is airframe, which is a structure. So the one you already under Mr. you know, right? Well, your fuselage, you have wings, you have empennage, you have to look into aerodynamics, look into structural integrity. So of course, these are the areas a person working on this will what it's saying here, the domains in the engineers are educated which are developed in the career. So if you want to design aircraft, you need to know aerodynamic materials design. Then you have vehicle systems that enable the aircraft to fly. So of course, that one you need fuel, your propulsion engine, you need flight control, you need hydraulics. Hydraulics operate your flight control, operate your landing gear and stuff. So avionic systems, okay, is to enable to fulfill its operational role. This way you can fly only, but the operational role is if your passenger aircraft want to fly from A to B, then you want to fly A to B, you will be able to navigate. So it's system design, is transfer energy. So you need fuel, chemical energy change to mechanical energy, propulsion energy. Flight control, that means everything is, when you talk about systems that transfer energy, okay? Hydraulic, then you change to mechanical, because you want to move a actuator, then that will move on flight control. So transfer energy. Then this one is system design, okay, information based, of course. Then you will need to, right, navigation and comms. Then mission is talking about military, because they have different mission, like whether you want to go and sensor, you want to go and spy on somebody, or you want to bomb somebody. Okay, so aircraft system, airworthiness is viewed from the perspective of complex with one key element, which is the certification design standard. So a country's authorities airworthiness regulation for the type certification aircraft are issued for the ICAO Annex 8. ICAO very cheapskate. You go to their website, the annex, they don't give you. They tell you what the annex is about. You must buy, and you buy all the different annex. They have 16 annex or what? 18 or 16? 18. Oh, you did the air law module already. Here lah. Cost you thousands of dollars, and you pay for update. But internet being what it is, you search hard enough, you can find. But won't be the updated version. So I found it, but they're not publicly show it. I should so at least get an idea what's the annex. Maybe next lesson I try to bring on the annex. But Annex 8, airworthiness of aircraft specifies uniform procedure for certification and inspection of aircraft. Okay, not every authority do type certification. Like Singapore, they don't, or some they issue type certificate, but based on another person's certificate. So if Boeing and Airbus want to design aircraft, they go for which certification? They go for two, EASA and FAA, because everybody else recognizes these two. Okay, but some authorities don't. That means for Singapore, they can just say, oh, if you want to operate aircraft, first of all, to want to operate aircraft, you must get a AOC, Air Operator Certificate. Okay, so they can just say that if you want to get this, you must have an aircraft that has, I haven't checked CAS rules. Okay, because all these aviation rules, I tell you, the quality guy has the biggest headache. His company to maintain so many approvals. You want to work on Titan aircraft, you need to have Thai authority to give you 147. Okay, they try to standardize the number. So, Part 66 is licensing of engineers. 147 means training organization. 145 means maintenance organization. So, you want to maintain aircraft, you must have a 145 approval. So, if you want to work on Malaysian aircraft, Malaysian registered aircraft, you need to get the approval from Malaysian authority. You want Singapore aircraft, you need the approval from Singapore. So, like my ex-company, STO, you got most companies like that, they got more than one whole row of approvals from different countries. And everybody can audit you. Yeah, everybody can audit you. It's legit like mad. And then all the rules are slightly different. Intake. Okay, so the authority will derive their rules for that. And like I said, big aircraft, they only go for these two. Let's say, for example, I'm an aircraft maker, make a small little aircraft, and let's say in New Zealand authority do it, and if I don't export, I can just go for, because certification costs money, you got to pay them, but they are being kind also, they will always come together. So certification means your product is ready, you run through all kinds of tests, and you invite the authority to come and witness the test. Fail, then you go to redesign. Once they are happy, then they issue so they will look at both. The one that's more stringent, they comply. You comply the one that's more stringent, then the other one you pass. Okay? A lot of regulations. I mean, things like emergency evacuation, how fast you must get out. Things like shoot a bird at the windscreen, shoot a bird into the engine. All these are certification requirements. Okay? So not every authority conducts. Again, those who don't will accept the types issued by another authority. So from practical viewpoint, the certification process is based on this airworthiness rather than directly on the ICAO. It means you are based on FAA and EASA rather than directly, even though they are actually derived from that. And airworthiness is what? Airworthiness is actually this is, now the air law, they cover a bit of this. Airworthiness is a approved configuration of aircraft at the time of certification and primarily focus on ability of aircraft to continue safe flight landing. Okay, so it's a systematic process during the design aircraft of demonstrating the conformance to a set of specific and predetermined airworthiness regulation for a specific type and category. Meaning the rules for a small little aircraft are different from the rules for a big aircraft. Small aircraft only. So small aircraft are called what? Like you flying club, Piper, Cessna, those are called what? Those are called general aviation. So that means you have commercial transport, that's your airline. Must listen now, update cannot read. You have military, then you have general aviation. So aviation is what? Your flying club, your helicopter, for USA there will be a news helicopter, medical helicopter, a company's airplane, some rich man's airplane, those are general aviation. Of course, in Singapore, general aviation is not very big. So the process is satisfied as soon as objectively proven that the laid down regulation requirement for the specific aircraft category have been satisfied. So if you look at 23 small aircraft, 25 is transport aircraft. So for engine is another one, for helicopter is another one. So also engine also need to go to type certification. Generally, 33 or 31, I cannot remember. So the process is typically concluded the authority issuing a type certificate. But type certificate just means that the aircraft is properly designed, doesn't mean it's properly maintained. So you have a type certificate doesn't mean you can fly. You need to have an airworthiness certificate to fly. Airworthiness certificate means you must properly maintain it. When you buy an airplane, you must design you must maintain the airplane according to maintenance schedule. The maintenance schedule is drawn up by the manufacturer. And if you don't follow the maintenance, CAS will not give you an airworthiness certificate. Airworthiness certificate is renewable. Type certificate don't need to renew. But type certificate, once they do a change, the manufacturer do a change, they need to ask for they need the change to be approved. Okay? But airworthiness certificate is issued to the operator by the local authority. So these are some of the examples of the authorities. So some like just call CA. So CA, everybody calls CA. If you call CA, you need to add a country there usually. CA, UK. Otherwise everybody CA, then you know CA. Okay, CASA, okay, this is Canada, quite unique, Transport Canada. Of course, Singapore we have CAS. EASA is European. JAA is JAA was last time, but now they transferred it to EASA already. JAA was actually Joint Aviation Authority. It means a few European authorities get together, they want to do things together, so it make life easier for people. But for some reason, don't know what, they don't have the European. Okay, after JAA or some other, after the EU, European Parliament, blah blah blah, don't know something to do with the legal matter. They don't have the European law behind it, so they come up with a new. They do something with the European law, EU law, and then now it's EASA, European Aviation Safety Agency. So JAA transfer the function to EASA. So now JAA only do training only. They're no longer doing any certification or issuing license to people. FAA, of course, USA. Ayo, so much. Okay, this one just tell you what the authority do. They prescribe airworthiness requirements and procedure. So it's everything from type certification to construction operation, inform interested party. Okay, this one is easy now because they will publish all technical regulations, circulars. Okay, now it's easy because everything can be found on the internet, so on and so on. So they inform interested party regarding the prescriptions. They control everything. Aeronautical material design, manufacturing, organization, aircraft operators. Basically, all the rules are complied with. Okay, control can be in different ways with the appropriate. That means control can be like they can give you license. Control can be they come and audit you. They can check on you, which is true. Every single thing need to be. You want to make anything to be used on the aircraft, you need CS to approve you. Okay, even if you have a measuring equipment you send for calibration, that calibration guy also needs CA to be approved by CAS. Safety, they don't control everything. So to certificate aeronautical material organization is to declare in legal form compliance with applicable requirements of an aircraft or part of it, or change to a type certificate or the capability of organization and so on. So even if I'm an organization now, I say I'm ST Aerospace Engineering. Today I maintain 737. Tomorrow I want to maintain 757. Can apply for a change in your certificate. Remember I said the approval is called 145. And like I said, they try to use the same. They try to use the same number. Most of the rules are the same number, but not all. So FAR, if you want to maintain N registered American registered aircraft, you need the FAR 145, then you have SAR 145, then SAR 145. So if you want, why they just want to be sure, because let's say tomorrow tomorrow ST Aerospace Engineering do A380 maintenance. So you apply, they'll come and check. Do you have the tools? Do you have the manuals? Do you have the engineers? Don't have, flight type. You want to maintain A380. You get me now? This is how they do it in the name of what? Safety. Okay? So type certificate change you pass the type certificate. Tomorrow the Boeing will do some changes, Airbus will do some changes to some of the parts, some of the materials used or whatever. Can got to apply for approval. They're afraid that they go plate on aircraft and wow, sweet, everything pass. Then after that, of course they won't do that, the aircraft company. After the second one, do something inferior. So that's why you're not allowed to change. Okay, FAA, they do all this. Regular civil aviation, encourage development, develop. Okay, this one is very important for them because their airspace, there are a lot of internal flight, a lot of military, so they want to have a system on everything. Now the tricky part, they want to integrate you rewrite global hawk, whatever, right? Or the UAV or the unmanned, because they want to integrate those into the national aerospace system. So it's a bit tricky in terms of safety. But right now they can fly, but they are flying not overpopulated areas, no. This is that. But then it wastes their time. Let's say they want to go somewhere, they got to, bypass. So now they're trying to integrate all of them together. Okay? I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe it's not happening. They're doing testing. I think it's not totally happening. And they also, if you go to the FAA website, they're already regulating U.S. commercial space transportation. That means they're forward thinking. There will be the day when taking a flight to space is like taking an airplane right now. So they already have regulations on that. And regulations can change, and they always change. They always change to when something happens, they can change. Okay? Like I said, safety again. To give you an example, later on will be covered also. Okay, it is a requirement for aircraft toilet to have a smoke detector and to have a fire extinguisher that fires automatically when smoke is detected. But it's firing into the waste receptacle, the dustbin. So you have two dustbins, means you need to have two extinguishers and a smoke detector. And you want it to fire automatically. Why? Because if the fella locked inside, if the door is locked, then anything happens. And this because there were cases, some stupid smoker throw a cigarette, caught fire, aircraft landed safely, almost everybody died. Smoke inhalation, smoke alone will kill you. But don't forget, inside the aircraft there's seat material, there's all the interior trimming. Even though I think they improve standards now, but I think at the end they still toxic. If you know what I mean? So, and they also do research also. They do research to cut out control aircraft noise, environmental effect of aircraft. Okay, so now not JAA, now it's EASA idea. So the standards have been defined as a technical document issued to define design criteria. Okay, so EASA they call it requirements, FAA they call it. Okay, for when I see JAA, you must change to EASA idea. So the compulsory standard. No, all this background is so that you know that, of course, there's no time to go to regulation, but you know why certain things are designed like that, because the regulation says so. Regulation also say that you have a locking mechanism on the toilet, you must be able to open the toilet without any tools. You don't know how to open? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to go to Changi Room 9. Make sure there's nobody inside first. And you can try also cannot. The first see you fiddling around with the thing, I think it's going to be funny. But I did. I flew Lion Air during the Chinese. Then actually I one kind of previously I took some pictures, but poor housekeeping, I don't know where I put the picture. So Lion Air I go and take the picture, but I tell the stewardess what I want to do first. Okay, then okay. Then I show him card. All my stories are true, so I show him. After thinking what I went to, but of course nobody inside. So just to tell you, okay, there are different types of door, but since I'm on this topic, I'm debating, but I think it's something interesting. Okay, most aircraft, you have this vacant, on top of this, there's a metal plate. You remember. Or if you don't remember, you can fly. This metal plate can be lifted up with your finger. It's hinged at the top, so you just lift it up. Once you lift it up only, you lift it up, it will expose a slot. And this slot, there's a handle. This handle is linked to the handle inside. So when you inside, you push it to lock, of course, with it covered, you can't see. Why is that? Because regulations say so. And now US issue a new regulation about toilet again. Interesting. In the toilet, there's also oxygen supply. If aircraft depressurized, what will happen? A mask will drop, right? Now, there's a new ruling. Okay, I don't know whether other authorities follow or not. I haven't got time to check it. But US ruling, US aircraft, US aircraft is N registered. N registration is US, 9B is Singapore, 9M is Malaysia, G is UK, VH is Australia, the rest I cannot remember. So, they got some tip off, or maybe they do risk assessment, or they got some tip off. Maybe they intercept some email or some communication. Because in the toilet, you lock, right? You do a business, nobody will open, like you said, even though you open, they must establish that the guy fainted. Hey, wake up, wake up. Correct, like, you open, you cannot sue, or cannot whatever. So, they are afraid that the terrorists go and, okay, we'll cover oxygen system later. Get hold of the oxygen supply, activate it in the enclosed space, is pure oxygen, and you just need to create a so because of that, they remove it. So if you're flying on American, Northwest Airlines or what, you go to the toilet, make sure you do your job fast and come out. Because if the airplane depressurized when you're sitting on the seat, you have no oxygen supply. Believe me or don't believe me? But of course, they tell the stewardess, from now on, you must remember the fellow in the toilet, because they also have portable oxygen. Besides the mask dropping, they have oxygen bottles in the aircraft. So that means now they must depressurize, they must get hold of the bottle. Of course, they must also put on themselves first, others they conk up. Then they must go and check whether, right, by the time they do that, they check on the poor fella. But what to do? What to do in this day and age of the terrorists? I mean, you fly to the UK, go take out belt, go take out shoe. Then the shoe got one special thing to scan the shoe. So the guy in front of me said, oh man, already the flight was delayed, then a long queue, and then he said, looks like next time the best way to check in is wear swimsuit. They got nothing to hide, no need to take out belt, take out shoe. And then now this is set, it's so sensitive that even a little bit of buckle on it will trigger already. So what to do? Okay, so transport aircraft is 25. Where is YASA is no longer JAR25, it's CS25. Every time I reach this part, I feel guilty. I haven't changed it. But you see some books still saying JR25. That is an old book. It's CS25. Okay, there are no limitations. Okay, JR things not defined. Okay, JR. Okay, FAR issue. FAR25 is very old, so FAR says transport category, so it doesn't matter as long as transport. It can be piston engine, but YASA 25, CS25 is only large turbine power, because in this day and age, if you are big, you won't be piston. Piston engine power is the old era, but FAR25 is much older than CS25. Okay. Because there might be some flying rescuing powered transport aircraft. Are you only page 21 here? Okay, vehicle system known as general system and utility system. Okay, of course, vehicle system are common to military, and because you need flight control, you need engine. So, okay, different system, different characteristics. Some are high speed, closed loop. Closed loop means there must be a feedback signal, high integrity control, flight controls. Others are real-time gathering and processing, okay, and with some process control such as fuel. Fuel system, we're going to pump fuel to the engine, And some are logical processing, just under carriage sequence. Under sequence means your landing gear door must open, then your gear come down. Then your landing gear door mustn't close until your gear go up. Otherwise you crash each other. So that's what you call sequence, then undercarriage sequencing. Well, of course, they affect flight safety in some way. So, okay, failure is also hazardous. And function can be performed by software-based control units, individual or integrated processing system. The software, of course, must be very robust. Nowadays, there's a lot of software in aircraft. I just read, but I forgot. I should have posted it. On the A380, there are how many 400, I don't know how many software programs. Many software programs on the entire A380. So I should have put in the blog, because really, then I put the hard copy somewhere, and then after that, I don't know where I put it. Somewhere on my table. Okay, propulsion, of course, is you provide thrust, with pilot demand, and electronic and hydromechanical fuel control. Okay, older fuel control are hydromechanical. Newer fuel control, Mr. Liu covered. He mentioned what is DEC, what is FedEx. Engine control. DEC, digital electronic control. Nowadays, like I say, electronics. Last time it's hydromechanical. With pressure sensing, not digital electronic. So some of the, okay, these are some of the requirements. Just give a bit. That means you're going to go and look at it, you cannot fall asleep, go and look at it. FAA website, you will see all these requirements. This is just one bullet point, you can click on it. There's a lot of requirements. No, don't worry, I'm not going to test you. Fuel flow is what chapter 25.955. No, don't worry. Okay, fuel system. Okay, concept of tank, quantity measurement, pump, valves, and pipes to transfer fuel from tank to tank and to the engine, of course. So these are all the. This is only some only. I didn't even search them even more. But like I say, when you look at the regulation, you click. There are a lot. So you see, for aircraft to be certified to Part 25, you see 25.1001. And you click this, there are a lot of points. This is just a section. You get me? Okay, then you have hydraulic power, generation, distribution. To generate hydraulic power for engine connected pump. That means engine drives the pump and distribute power to every system that need it. Okay, so I put some, for example, hydraulic system 25.143 say that everything must be designed to withstand proof pressure without deformation, withstand the operating ultimate pressure. Each system must have means located at flight to indicate appropriate system parameters. The pilot must know. Mustn't release any harmful hazardous vapor into the crew or passenger compartment. My timekeeper there is going to lock up the lab. So if you don't leave, you cannot leave. And it's overtime, it's charged to 10 o'clock. So we don't leave, you can't leave. So I got to leave. Hey, you page 24 only and see how. Okay, no choice. Anyway, 10 o'clock, people need to go back as well, right? Remember? Okay, if you can, read ahead. If you can't, then just make sure you come on next Wednesday.
So how are you all going to test all this?
Don't worry about that. We talk about that later. No, all these numbers won't be tested. Don't worry. My pilot, can you wait a little while? Are you in a hurry?